Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful individual personality you. Today, I would like to speak about self-worth, self-acceptance, and self-love rooted in truth also translates to the world around you. It speaks for itself, really. The ability you have to be grateful, which is love, gratitude, for your life, for what you have, for all the things you are given over time, the more you can be grateful for the world around you. Of course, unless we are narcissistic, where it is only our world and our world alone. And that is not reality. That is not truth. That is a delusion. Now, when you can hold you are the center of this world in your standpoint, and I am the center of this world in my standpoint. He is the center of the world in his standpoint. She is the center of the world in her standpoint, and we all allow this space for everyone. You can quickly see where we are, well, both balanced or imbalanced. Now, the more you are accepting and also rooted in reality, in truth, and to not overestimate one's own abilities, but to truly be grateful for whatever you have achieved, for whatever you have gone through. For if you have gone through pain and suffering and struggles, you have one heaven of a story to tell. Something you can share with the world so you can help what you have overcome and how you have become in these days from where you came from is immensely different. And especially since you are watching me, I know that you have gone through a lot of things. We are kindred spirits after all, and you do not come to my videos willy-nilly and by randomness. It is always grace or destiny or karma, you know? So it is important to be awake and aware to these things. The more grateful and thankful we are from day to day, and longer periods you allow in healing, nurturing, warm forces that you can share with others. We have more than enough struggles and disagreements and pains and suffering, so why should we also entertain it and become part of the problem? Instead, we counteract it by acting differently. It is counteracted by result of us acting in a more warm, moral, and loving sense. And the more you do so, the more you come to realize that you are being helped and guided by higher powers. And as long as you show them, for they see all of you, the most innermost deep sanctum of your being they see. You cannot hide from them, you cannot lie to them. They have all recorded, every single action, thought, feeling, and will impulse. Everything's recorded in the Akashic Chronicles. So the more we make amends and grow, develop, and nurture this ability to love oneself and others, when you think about it, it is particularly important to translate this to others too. For it is about not gloating and at the same time promote others' growth and be grateful and thankful that others are growing too, instead of falling into that coveting others' stuff. It's kind of, if you are drooling after someone else's, you will never have it. It will be a far away distance from you. That is what the higher worlds do for us to learn over time, to know that you can build, grow, develop all of these inner faculties to be able to earn these things yourself. That is when you can understand that we all are at different levels and stages of development, and that is okay. For by knowing others, by knowing what we are not, we know who we are. By knowing what others are not, we also get to know many aspects of ourselves by meeting as many different people as possible, more or less absorbing their personality as not to become them, but to understand them, to know them, to feel them, to hear them, to see them. This is a practice. This is abilities and qualities and techniques that is built over time. Even if we only move a centimeter or a meter in our life, we still have made a certain progress. And in our next lifetime, we'll build a body that is more in alignment with what we have built in preparation for our next lifetime. For that is kind of what it is, not only in preparation for our next lifetime, this lifetime, it is also about enjoying and taking in and growing as much as we can while we're here, becoming more and more deeper and expanded human beings. As it is now, we are only semi-functional human beings. We barely know what we are as human beings because, well, the neglect of study is not always is kind of prominent these days. But as we say, we are now in a transitional stage, which we always are, but we need to know what is in transition. And that is, we in this lifetime are earning our self-consciousness, our I. That is what is human. That is our youngest faculty, our most divine faculty, that is working upon all of our other faculties, purifying them and making them more and more light and less dogmatic, pragmatic, judging, but being able to see things as they are without putting any personal opinion or connotation to it. That is how we learn from them. For if we constantly are running away by pushing things away without even taking a look at them, we will never understand it. It is about having the courage to be able to being curious, being dynamic with the world, with others, with ourselves. Even having certain conversations with the higher beings, for they tell us a lot of things, but they are more in line with showing us pictures and images and huge clairvoyant epic scales of perception, if one can say it like that. Because language is linear. Language is very limited to and tailored to physical reality. That is why we as spiritual scientists and initiates are speaking in symbolic and also picturesque languages. It is to guide others' attention towards these things, just to make them aware that they exist. For we are limiting ourselves to a high degree by not allowing ourselves to even acknowledge that there are higher beings. There are hidden depths to the human being. There are abilities we don't even know about yet. Just as the Christ said, there are a lot I want to tell you, but your soul would not be able to bear it, as Rudolf Steiner said. And he didn't mean that he is holding back any information. He is telling us that over the ages that is to come, he will give us more and more new knowledge, instead of finding alone the knowledge from an ancient Bible. Don't get me wrong, the Bible has immense wisdom within it. But we go to the source. We go to Christ directly and ask him. He is the Christianity, not some ancient book. It's about feeling that love, compassion, morality, dignity, humanness. All of these things is what he stands for. And he gave us these inner abilities to overcome the dark forces, the forces of opposition, the forces of stagnation, the forces of denial, the forces of lies and of envy, the forces of any kind of these ugly feelings. For they are, by all means, ugly. But the beautiful does also exist, and we need to stop focusing on only the ugly, but acknowledge it, be aware of it, but cultivate the beautiful. Nothing is coming by us turning a blind eye to the ugly, that's for sure. But we need to know that by cultivating the beautiful, the moral, the good, we, as a result, overcome the ugliness. That is what the result becomes. And I think that is what I will leave you with today. Thank you so much for listening to me, you beautiful, beautiful human being, you. May you be provided for, protected, guided, blessed, and loved by the higher hierarchy, Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, ancient masters of old, and ancestors from every incarnation, and may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, being creative, inspirational, and healing to the world so others can follow when the time is right. And may you be safe and sound. Love you so much. See you. Goodbye.